So what is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel once again. You know I appreciate having you here. What a glorious day to be out. It's been hacking down with rain for what seems like an eternity, but not today. We've got the sun blessing us, and not only that, I'm out on this, the brand new for 2020 CRF 1100L, the Africa Twin, not the Adventure Sport. I've already done a video on that. The Africa Twin, the original, not the original, what's the word I'm looking for? The base model. They call it base. I'm not going to call it base. What I'm going to call it is the Africa Twin CRF 1100L, the proper Africa Twin. So this is the base model, as they call it, the base model. It's the more off-road model. The other one I rode, the Adventure Sport, there'll be a link to that video downstairs and probably at the end of this video. I don't know yet. I don't know what I'm going to do with this one. I don't know what I'm going to link to it. But yeah, this is the one I wanted to ride. And the beauty of this one as well is it's a manual. We've got a clutch. Look at that. Oh, they don't sell many of these over here. Everyone seems to be buying a DCT. But this is what Africa Twin life is all about. Manual, smaller, more manageable, fun. Oh, we got a flood. We have a flood. Oh, exciting. Look, a little bit of adventure already. I've got to be careful on these tyres. The bike's only done 8 miles, so you can imagine how slippery these tyres are, and they're road tyres. They're not off-road tyres. I mean, I am on the road, so that's quite handy, I suppose, but you know where I'm coming from. Anyway, before we get into the main crux of this video, which is this, the lovely CRF 1100L, is a little bit about myself. 6'2", just under 18 stone now, wide in the shoulder, long in the leg, and that's just so you know how I get on with the ergonomics of my bikes when I do little test rides. Also, big shout going out to Doble's motorcycle stand in Coulsdon for giving me this bike. If you are in the area, go and check them out. I shall leave the link to their website down below as per usual, and if you are in the area and you are popping in, you know what to do. Go and see the general manager, Ian, and you know what to do when you see him. That's right, give him a huge hug from me. Right, the aim of today is to have a little bit of a play on this. We're going to take it down some country lanes, have some fun, see how it handles, see what it's like with the power, the weight distribution, the braking, the suspension, etc, 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 all the normal stuff. But I've got a vested interest in this because this is the equivalent of mine. For those of you that don't know, I do ride an Africa Twin. I've had my one for 3 years now. It's come up to 3 years. And that says a lot because I never usually keep my bikes that long, so that's how much I love my Africa Twin. But what's probably going to happen is I'm not going to be able to help it. I'm going to compare it to my bike. So I might do a few comparisons every now and again, so don't worry about that. It's just a thing I'm going to do. Right, so let's get first off the bat with the ergonomics, and I like it. I really do like it. But you would expect that because I'm used to it. It's pretty much what I've got on my Africa Twin. It does feel like the handlebars are slightly different to mine. I'm not sure if they're higher or further back or how they're adjusted. It is nice and comfortable. It's a nice width for my shoulders. Let's have a little stand up. It feels a little bit better than mine, to be honest, standing up. I feel a little bit more, the bars are under my shoulders rather than I'm reaching slightly more forward. I lean a little bit further forward on mine. But we shall stand up more when I do the off-road stuff. And when I say off-road, I mean light gravel. I don't mean we're going to go and do Dakar. We're not. We're going to do Surrey. Mirrors, pretty good. Can see behind me. Can't see too much of my elbows. See a little bit, but not too much. No vibrations, so that's nice. This is the manual version. No DCT on here. So you've got a clutch on the left, which is nice. It's nice and light. Just pulling that in. Oh, sexual. It's not really. You just try and sort of like make them a little bit more exciting, these videos. If you say sexual every now and again, people get a little bit more excited. The whole ergonomics up here is beautiful. I love this screen, and with this little minimalist screen underneath mimicking it, so when you change the modes you can have just rev counters up here, but you still got your speed down here, your gear indicator in total miles. A nice simple kind of off-road bit at the bottom with the complicated bit at the top, the TFT screen. I did a review on the Adventure Sport, so I've done a whole video on this screen. It wasn't very good, but it's my first look at the screen. So again, I shall leave a link to that down below so you can check out the screen. I believe it's exactly the same. It's got all the stuff, Apple CarPlay, all your different modes. It's throttled by wire, so it's all connected digitally. Seat, comfortable, considering it's a brand new bike. I found when I bought my AFRICATWIN, the seat was a little bit hard when I first bought it. It's now okay because I've bedded it in. But this, straight off the bat, I'd say it's a lot more comfortable than mine when I first bought it. So when this bed's in, this will be beautiful. Actually feels really nice, this seat. I'm not sure if they made it thinner. It feels thinner at the front. This could all be in my mind, you see. I don't know. You know how these reviews go. No research, just get out on the bike, see how I feel on it. Well, I say no research, I've done a little bit, not a lot, but a tiny bit, just to see what the differences are. And obviously this is an 1100 now rather than 1000, so bored out a little bit, a few different bits on it. This has got some great additions. I'm going off on a tangent now, I don't know why. I was talking about the seat just now, and now suddenly I've got into gadgets. But anyway, the gadgets on the dash here, the area, it's got cruise control now, which is a bloody good addition. I really like that. I was crying out for it on my bike, because to me, an adventure bike without cruise control, what's the point? I mean, if you're going to do pure off-road, yeah, you don't need it. But they design these bikes as an adventure, go out all day on the road, off-road. This is a dual sport, basically, so you're going to do a lot of tarmac till you get to the dirt. That's the theory, so a bit of cruise control is nice to relax. And over this side you've got all your gadgets here that control the screen. It's also touch screen, but it'll only work when you're stationary. It certainly feels lighter than mine. I've got a few things on mine. I've got engine bars on mine, I've got a taller screen, I've got a few little things, so it would feel lighter, but you certainly notice it. It's so much easier to just chuck and sort of like change directions on. And you notice with these road tyres how much better it is on the road than mine. I've got 50/50s, so mine does struggle a bit when it's a little bit slippery on the road. The traction control kicks in a little bit. Whereas this, it hasn't done so far. Even though they're new tyres, it hasn't intruded at all. We've got it on tour mode, and the traction is, I don't know, 2 off the top. It's just written there, T. They call it a torque control. I don't know what they call it. They call it something. They call it Jeff. No, they don't. Don't quote me on that. Right, so we're going to do a little country lane now, have a little bit of a blast, see what suspension and the handling's like, because it's a little bit of a rough road, quite bumpy. Back road country lanes. Hopefully this lorry will not turn down it, because if it does, I might actually cry. It's also got self-cancelling indicators. I was just trying that then as I went around the corner. Indicated, straightened up, left it, and it cancelled itself. I do like that, because if you watch my videos, you'll see I leave my indicators on quite a bit. Right, so here we go. Oh, it's a bit green down here, a bit slippery, slidey. I've got traction control on, 2 off the top. Engine braking's on number 2. I think tour mode is full power, I'm not sure. But we will have a little bit of a play down this lane, get into Box Hill car park, have a walk round, and then we'll go and try and search for a bit of dirt. It's noticeable, the torque and the shove this bike's got over mine. It is so much more responsive with this throttle by wire. It picks up really nicely. Mine, it's not laboured, but you can feel there's a slight lag until it all kicks in. Whereas this, it's instant. It's so smooth. It's a little bit slippery, as I said, but the tyres are doing a good job of handling this. I've had no flashy on the dashboard, which means the traction control's not working overtime. Yeah, around that 4,500, it really picks up again. It's got a lot of torque low down, but when you reach that 4,500, it's just that extra kick. ABS works. That's not what you want to see when you come around a bend. Let's get around the front of that. I mean, safety first, people, safety first. Just park a tractor on a bend. I can tell you now, ABS works really well on these slippery conditions. She really does have a little bit of a foot in the back there. It's more noticeable than on mine. The difference between the 1100 engine and the 1000cc engine is quite a bit. So what I'm going to do now is park up in the car park. We're going to have a little bit of a walk around. I'm going to show you some of the things on this bike. As I said, I'm not going to go through the dash in depth with you. I've already done a video on that, on the Adventure Sport, so we're not going to touch that, or we just sort of like mention it, but we're going to have a little bit of a walk around. I'm going to have some food now because I'm bloody hungry, and then we're going to catch on and do some more riding and try and get a little bit of dirt road in. That's the theory. That is the theory. Right, so back to our old spot in Box Hill car park. I feel like I haven't been here for ages. I feel like I've let it down. But anyway, today we're on this, the AFRICATWIN CRF 1100L. The base model, or as I like to call it, as I said before, the proper model. Right, so what we're going to do is have a little bit of a look round. I'm not going to go through the technical specifications of this, all the technical details. If I know some of you tune in to see some of that, I will leave a link to all the technical specifications down below from Honda in the descriptions box. So go and click on that and it'll give you everything you need to know about this. It'll take you straight to the AFRICATWIN website. But let's get on with it. Let's start front to rear and sort of like go through the bike as we go around, just show you some of the stuff. So on the front, 21-inch front wheel and 18 on the back, I believe. If it's the same as mine, I'll have a look in a minute. We're running 90/90/21s on the front, Bridgestones, Battleaxe Adventure Cross Tourer AX41, and yeah, they're road tyres. Don't be fooled just because they've got Adventure on them. They're not anything but road tyres. They might do a little bit of dust, but that's about it. They're tubeless. It's a shame, because that was one of the downsides of mine. I would prefer the option of tube tyres, because you can get the tube tyres on the Adventure Sport, but this one is tubeless. So that's sort of like leads you to where their intentions are. It's more based for the off-road market than the on-road, or the more dual sport market than the Adventure Sport. The Adventure Sport is aimed more at the touring market and the long distance, that sort of thing, mainly tarmac with a few dusty roads, whereas this, it's a dual sport bike, but as it goes for the sort of like the big adventure bikes, this one's pretty good for handling the off-road stuff when you put proper tyres on, of course. Not with these things, these are awful, and this is one of the reasons why I'm not going off-road, because these tyres are awful. They might be all right in a little bit of gravel, but in the mud, in the winter, in the UK on the green lanes, no, it will be a disaster. Right, moving back, oh, let's just check the back wheel, make sure it is an 18. As usual, I parked it in such a position that I can't see the size, so that's what she said. Oh my god, yeah, 150, 70, 18 on the rear there. Oh, all the blood rushed to my head then. Right, back round this side. I do like it in this metallic black. It's nice, it's a matte finish, but it's got a little bit of fleck in it. It's nice, I like that. Would I get it in matte black? I'm not sure. I'd probably get it in red, but if you know my channel, you would know that all my bikes are red, or my last 5 bikes have been red, so I've kind of got a red fetish. So I do like this little bit on the subframe here, and I believe, yep, this subframe is detachable just in case you break it when you're doing your proper off-road stuff. Right, back down here, obviously you've got ABS on the front and rear. I believe it's got cornering ABS on these new models as well, same as the Adventure Sport, which is handy for the road. 1100cc parallel twin engine, pushing out a little bit more brake horsepower than mine. Again, that'll be down there. I'm not going to bore you with the little detailed statistics. I'll let other websites do that. If they want to go through the nuts and bolts and the fact that it's got a sensor there, they can do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to run through and let you look at the bike, basically get back on it, ride it, and tell you what I think about it. On this side, brake, oh, magnificent stuff. Foot peg's got a little bit of rubber on there. You can take it off. Yeah, like mine, it's got a little bolt under there, so take it off and it's a little bit grippy. Mine are a tiny bit on the small side, but I've had no real problems with them. Once you put the pressure on there, your foot gets into the grip, so I haven't even taken the rubber off mine, and I'm doing all right. I haven't killed myself just yet. On the back, pillion foot peg, which is just a metal thing with some studs on. There you go, exciting stuff, isn't it? Right, brake wise, as I said, ABS. You've got Nissan, obviously, rear and front, because it's a Honda, they use Nissan calipers. Exhaust is nice, actually. I like the look of that. I liked it on the old bike, but this one's nice as well. They do have a nice sound to the standard can. It's a little bit muted, but it's a nice sound. And when you do stick a can on this, an aftermarket can, trust me on this one, I'm not mucking around, but this bike sounds absolutely gorgeous. At the back is the back. On this side is this side. But look at this. You don't see many of these, do you? Look at that. That's a gear shift. A gear shift on an AFRICATWIN. on a new Honda, not a DCT. I know, you're amazed. This is a thing of the past, but it's a lovely gearbox. It really is. I like the manual. I would get this version in manual. If I was going on a long distance tour and I wanted to do more touring, then I'd get the Adventure Sport. But for me personally, what I need it for, this is the model I would go for. Right, so what else do I tell you about this side? It's got a chain. Oh Jesus, this channel's got all the good stuff on. It's got a thing here for the suspension, and you turn it and it makes it slightly higher and lower. Oh, do you know what? This channel is just bloody amazing. I'm not sure if that's a quick shifter or it's just fancy. Is that a quick shifter? Oh, it's got a wire. I'm not 100% sure if that's a quick shifter. Is that a quick shifter? We'll try it on the way out of here when we go and find some other stuff. I'll go up and down the gearbox. As long as bits don't fall off, that'll be a quick shifter. I mean, going up a gearbox, you can seamless shift anyway, but going down, it usually takes a little bit more skill. It can be done, but usually takes a little bit more skill unless you've got a quick shifter. So we'll give that a go. As for the rest of it, I don't know. Let's just have a little admire of the beauty of it. I do like it. It's got a small screen on this one. I suppose that's its intentions to look more off-roady. Right, let's go through the lights. Right, lights on the front, LEDs with these running lights around the outside, and the indicators stay on unless you're using them. And around the back, full LED brake light and normal light, and again LED indicators. Wow! Up here in the dash area, as I said, I'm not going to go through this. I'm going to go off and ride now. I'd rather ride. We're going to lose sun soon because it is winter and the sun drops quite early here. So I'd rather go out and ride and just enjoy myself a little bit more before I take it back. But as I said, there is a video for the AFRICATWIN Adventure Sport that I did with this same setup, and I went through the dashboard on there. Not the greatest video you'll ever see, but it's a video on the dash nevertheless, so go and check that out. I shall leave the link for that downstairs in the descriptions box and maybe at the end of the video. Over here, you've got a USB port here. There you go, little hole there. Put your USB in there, you can connect your phone, because I said this has got Apple CarPlay, so connect your phone, you've got maps and everything via your phone. All your system is run by this switch gear over here. You can use touchscreen on here, but this will only work while you're stationary, won't work while you're going along, so you have to use all this while you're going along. It looks busy, but once you get used to it, it's not too bad. It has got cruise control on this one, which is it's a welcome addition for me. Some people like it, some people don't. I prefer it, and I wish I have it. I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. Right, that's enough faffing. Let's get on and ride. Right, so we're now back out and about on the lanes, riding it a little bit more. And I've been playing around with this gear shift. I'm not 100% sure if it's a quick shifter or not. It shifts up and it shifts down without crunching the engine, but there's a little bit of lag in it. So I'm not convinced it's 100%. If it is a quick shifter, it's not the best I've used, but it's there nevertheless. I prefer using the clutch. I mean, let's drop down to a third. We get around this bend, let the cars get a little bit further ahead, and I'll just accelerate a bit and then shift up. So it shifts up really nice and easy, and it shifts down as well without, it doesn't crunch. You don't have to blip the throttle, it just shifts down, but it doesn't blip, it doesn't really do anything, it just shifts down, and it's a bit agricultural. It doesn't feel sophisticated. It might bed in time, I don't know. I've never used a quick shifter on an adventure bike, so I'm not 100% sure if it is. I'm pretty convinced it's on the upshift, but I'm not 100% sure on a downshift. But the engine didn't fall out, so that says a good thing, doesn't it? That says it is on there. Right, so this is a very, very muddy up here, and I've got road tyres, but we're going to have a go nevertheless. Right, so what we're going to do is switch this to not urban, not gravel. It is a little bit gravelly. We're not using gravel. We're going to use off-road mode. I'm going to stand up and we're going to go along here. It is pretty compact, not too much mud, quite a few potholes. It's wet, it is slippery, and it will be slippery on these tyres. If you have seen the walk round bit, you'll know that I'm not going to be 100% convinced that these tyres are going to keep me upright, but let's go anyway and stick it in second. Yeah, it's still got traction control on for off-road mode, which is weird. Oh, yeah, these tyres offer little to no grip. So what happens when I turn it back on? Does it go back to off-road mode or normal? This is another downside to these TFT screens on the Africa Twins. They take ages to load up. I like to see that when you turn it off though, it does go back onto the mode you left it on. So that's handy, that's nice to know. As you might be able to hear, the screen is non-existent, doesn't do a thing. There's no buffeting, it's just pure wind in the face. Whereas mine, I've got the taller screen on and you sit in a little bubble behind it and it's nice and peaceful and quiet if you duck down slightly. This is more dirt bike orientated, it's more in your face. Whereas on a dirt bike, that's not a problem because you're not doing high speeds. I'm not actually doing high speeds now, I'm only doing 47 miles an hour. But it kind of directs it into my eye line. If I put that up, I don't know if you can hear me at the moment, the amount of wind coming up under my visor is just crazy, absolutely crazy. But then if you are buying this bike for green laning and off-roading, you're not going to worry about that. She does handle really nice. With these road tyres on a tarmac, you wouldn't really think there's a 21-inch front wheel up there. Let's head up here and do some country lanes. We can find out what the suspension's like, what the handling's like on these little lanes. These really show up the good and bad sides of bikes. As you can see, the roads are very, very slippery. They're all mushy in the middle. It's kind of mud come leaves in the middle. So we're just riding down on the torque of the engine, second gear. And this is what these bikes are about. They're about going exploring, going out, enjoying the countryside. In the UK, we don't have a lot of open expanse desert. You might have guessed that. So this is where I would suggest you take your Africa Twin, places like this. Obviously off-road, if you don't go off-road on your Africa Twin, there's something wrong with you, because that's what it's designed to do. But come out and explore the countryside. Ride little roads like this where you don't need shitloads of power, you just need a good bike, good balance, good handling. Basically, you need an Africa Twin. I haven't got a lot to aim at, but she's so precise in the handling. I mean, for an adventure bike with a 21-inch front wheel, this handles phenomenally well. So we're going to ride a few more country lanes and then I'm going to give you my conclusion on this bike and would I or would I not buy this bike. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to do it a little bit different at the end. I'm not going to say would I buy this bike or not. It will be, would I swap my Africa Twin for this Africa Twin? That'll be the big question at the end. But God, these roads are slippery. But I wouldn't want to do it on any other type of bike. Gotta be careful, boy. I got a little bit excited then. I will say the throttle by wire is a lot more responsive than my, what do you call it, my cable throttle. So this, the power is there, it's instant, whereas mine has a little bit of lag before it gets there. But yeah, these roads are bumpy, they're slippery, and this thing just soaks it all up. Friday Street. Do you know what? I'm going down here. Do you know why? You've guessed it. It's a Friday. If ever there was a sign, and literally that was a sign. We're going down here, Friday Street. And then we're going to head back and I'll give you my conclusion. I mean, this is probably not the most in-depth review you'll ever have because I'm just enjoying myself on an Africa Twin. I'm not sure if you've actually got any information whatsoever from this video. I hope you have, and I hope you stick around for the conclusion because you might get a little bit more. I wouldn't say a lot, but a little bit more. What's up here? No, it's a public footpath and a farm. Don't want to go down there. Suspension on this feels stiffer than mine. I've got mine dialed up quite stiff, to be honest, because I like it on the road quite hard. That sounds wrong. I shouldn't say things like that, should I? Wow, I've never been down here in my life, but thanks to this test ride I've discovered a beautiful place. I think we should have some Instagrammage here. Wow, what a beautiful place to live. This has turned into less of a review and more of just me having a jolly up on a bike. And I suppose in a way that's a compliment to the bike, because I wouldn't want to do this on just any bike. These sort of bikes, they encourage me to go out and explore. As you will know, once again, if you look at my channel, if you know my channel from everything but reviews, you will know I like to go out for an explore every now and again and just get lost and see where I end up. This bike on these little country lanes is absolutely spot on, brilliant, love it. Right, so seeing as we're still out here in the countryside riding these lanes, it's a beautiful day. I figure this would be a nice place to do the conclusion and wrap up the video. So in conclusion, what do I think about the bike? Right, run through it quickly. Ergonomics, spot on for me. I'm used to it with my Africa Twin. The seat, handlebars, peg ratio is spot on for me, absolutely lovely. But as I said, I am used to it, so it feels very comfortable as soon as I sat on it. Very at home, I'm used to this layout. Suspension, very good on the road. I do like it, soaks up the bumps nice. It is quite firm, so it doesn't feel as spongy as mine, which is better for the road. I'm not sure what it's dialed out to. It is adjustable front and rear, but I'm not sure it's adjusted to. It's basically straight out the box, this one, so whatever it was set up when it came out the shop, that's what it's on now, and it's absolutely brilliant on the road, love it. Tyres and the handling on the tarmac is great. Handles fantastic, a little bit more feeling at the front end than my one, but mine does have off-road or semi-off-road tyres on. Gearbox on this manual, I like it when I'm using the clutch, very good, nice and light on the clutch, very snickety, easy gear shifts. But this quick shifter, if it is a quick shifter up and down, as I said, I'm pretty sure it's an up quick shifter, but I'm not 100% sure on the down. I mean, I went into second then, so it didn't crunch, it didn't break, so I would assume it's a downshifter, but it's quite notchy, doesn't feel good. I mean, if I was gunning it, going mad, it'll probably make a little bit more sense, and it'll probably soften up as the bike gets newer. It hasn't done many miles, but personally, it'll probably make more sense when I'm off-road. Engine wise, phenomenal. This engine is phenomenal. It is so much more refined. Maybe because it's new, I don't know, but it feels so much more refined than my 1000L. Mine feels raw compared to this. I quite like that though, I quite like the raw feeling of my bike, but this feels a little bit more sophisticated. Off-road, I can't really tell you how good it is off-road because I've only done that tiny little bit of gravelly track with some puddles. It felt nice standing up, it felt really comfortable, it felt neutral. And if you stuck the proper tyres on here, I can guarantee it'll be good off-road, and I only know that because mine is pretty good off-road as well. I do take mine off-road a few times, but I prefer it when it's less muddy than this, even for mine with better tyres on. It is well balanced. I forgot to mention that in any part of the video, that is well balanced. I mean, that comes down to handling. You can kind of address that in handling. If a bike handles well, then it tends to be pretty well balanced. And this is, even at slow speeds of these 13, 14 miles an hour, second gear just plodding along, doesn't feel like it's top heavy at all. Although by nature it should be slightly top heavy, especially when you fill it up with petrol, but it doesn't feel like that. And going back to my bike again, sorry to hark on between the two, my bike doesn't feel top heavy either. You can throw it around like a big dirt bike, you can stand up on it, you can take a few more liberties. It doesn't feel like an adventure bike, if that makes sense. It just feels like a bigger dirt bike. I was always going to be biased with this bike because I own an Africa Twin and I love riding roads like this, through villages like this. This is what biking is about to me, in the English countryside, just exploring. So this bike 100% is spot on for what I would like in a bike. Hence, I bought the original, well, the second original Africa Twin, the original 1000cc Africa Twin. I know. So big question, my Africa Twin for this one. Right up until that last 2 minutes, I would have said 100% I would keep my Africa Twin. I just love my bike. I absolutely adore my bike. I quite like the rawness of it. I like the fact that the traction control is nice and simple. On, off, that's it. ABS, on, off. None of this fancy stuff here. I've got used to that, and I've got used to my bike. I've had it for 3 years, and we're kind of, it's like a little bit of a love affair with my Africa Twin. But just riding those country lanes there on these road tyres, then this is a better bike. 100% this is a better bike than my bike for roads like this, for on-road stuff. But off-road, I don't know. It's lighter, it seems to be a bit thin around here, and it's better to stand up on. Mine, it needs a few tweaks. So in conclusion, this is a better bike. This is a better bike than my bike. There's no doubt about that. There is absolutely no doubt about that. But would I swap mine for this? I feel like I'd be cheating on my bike if I said yes. So I'm going to say no. I love this bike, and if it was given to me, I would quite happily take it. And if I didn't already own an Africa Twin, I would get this version over my version, hands down. But I love my bike, and I know my bike loves me. So we're not going to be separated anytime soon. Even if I win the lottery, we won't be separated from my Africa Twin. And that's kind of a testament to this bike as well, if you think about it. My bike was the original incarnation of 1000cc, and I love it so much that 3 years later, I'm not going to swap it for this. So if you did go out and buy this, probably in 3 years you'd feel the same about this that I do about mine, and you wouldn't swap it for the version that comes out in 3 years, if that makes any sense. Basically, Africa Twins are bloody good bikes. That's two, not just one bloody, two bloodies. I mean, that's amazing. So that speaks for itself. Yes, I would buy one of these. No, I wouldn't swap mine for it, because I love my Africa Twin. So on that note, I'm going to bid you farewell. Don't forget to subscribe, to like, to share, to do all those things that you need to do. I shall see you on the next one. You know I love you all. Stay safe. Fish out.
Get all your bags, get out my house. I don't want your stuff around. I never did you wrong, but you did me wrong. So go ahead, get gone. Get all your bags, get out my house. I don't want your stuff around. I never did you wrong, but you did me wrong. So go ahead.